So this is a brand spanking new 2023 model. It's my new SE guitar that we released in we announced in January.
I paid $200 for that guitar too.
Yeah. You'd be a little closer to home with this one. This one is, you know, it's a private stock, obviously prohibitively expensive for our people. This I think is like $1,000 or $1,100.
And you're getting the Seymour Duncans.
Yeah. So this is just the SE model, a different version of it that we put out originally, I think in 2016. The main difference with this is the new Scarlet and Scourge pickups. So these are a little bit more lower output, a little quieter, but clearer.
Yeah.
And built for more sort of in between, like a lot of mid-gain tones, split coil tones, which I do a lot now in Periphery and a lot in Haunted Shores. I've just started, like, for instance, during like a big heavy riff, instead of going full bridge, which always sounds cool, it's like a classic ripping, you know, rhythm tone. Switch to a middle position, coil split, and you get this really sort of like punchy, percussive sound to it, and it just feels almost like a bass string with gain on it, you know. And I've started doing that a lot, so we decided to spec out a set of pickups that sort of lends itself to that sound.
It's like a palate cleanser because it allows you to go back to the heavy, and it almost seems heavier because of you backing it off.
Right.
And I'm going to take a page out of Perry's book, and he's asked this question, and I'm going to try to see if I can articulate it. Is that with you guys playing modelers a lot and even recording with them, is that where your ear goes to when you're voicing a pickup to like how it reacts to your rig specifically? And is that why maybe you went lower output than with the Omegas?
Definitely.
Or the Alpha and Omega?
Yeah, well, when we test for these pickups, when we're voicing them, we test across, you know, amps. Like we had a PRS Archon, we had 5150. I use Invective at home, a PV Invective, but you know, the bread and butter, especially in our live rig, is Fractal. You know? And at home I use some plugins, but that is kind of like, those are the things that do the heavy lifting for our tones. So yeah, and you know, in a given night on stage, I'm playing anywhere from, you know, 40 to 60 different presets live, all bouncing within like, oh, here's a reverb delay soaked tone with like, you know, with the delays lined up at a very specific BPM to match the tempo of the song, or like, you know, a clean tone or a rhythm tone, a mid-gain tone, and I'm cycling through very frequently. Since the music is so dense. So that was the main goal for me. Just like, if I can sacrifice gain and have more clarity and have sort of more adaptability that lends itself to like the swath of tones that we're using, then let's try and get it done. Whereas, you know, in retrospect, the Alpha Omega I think is a little bit more just like classic heavy hitting. You can still use it for different styles, but that's sort of its bread and butter right there. So this is the sort of the Swiss Army knife, I call it. I love this pickup set. So I've been using it sort of for my main rhythm tone.